walked into the room and saw this guy laying on the ground, I'd be really concerned about it. Why would I be concerned? Well, for starters, he's got no arms and no legs. The ball doesn't bother me too much, but the plasticky looking flesh color certainly would be confusing and of a concern. And could you imagine walking into a room and finding somebody like this laying on the floor, not moving? Would that cause you a little bit of concern? I think so. As a matter of fact, most people would step into a room, and even if they wouldn't do the following all the way to the end, there may be some people who would walk into a room, open a door, see this person laying on the floor, look to their left, look around to the right, notice nobody's in the room. They would then proceed to look back where they came from to double check the situation and see who might be around. And if nobody was around, they might slowly back out of the room and close the door and walk away. When it comes to having resources to help us remember what to do when there is a medical emergency involving cardiac and respiratory arrest, we strongly encourage all of our students to purchase these items because we feel that we're not going to be there tomorrow, the next day, next week, or next year. And to be able to benefit from the training that we provide, where we show people how to open an airway, how to do chest compressions on somebody. And this is a very obviously squishy example, but this machine right here, when you turn it on, it tells you everything you need to know.
Remember to use the pause key.
With all the age groups, adult, baby, and child, and the button that says how to do CPR.
Remain calm, adult. CPR. Remove clothes from the front of the victim's chest. Place the heel of one hand at the center of the chest
And
between the nipples. Put the heel of your other hand on top of the first hand. Press straight down on the chest, 1½ to 2 inches. Push hard. Press, 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 press.
you get the idea. Another little system that does a similar idea is this little machine where you simply turn it on, and instead of giving you step-by-step instructions, it gives you just a metronome when you do compressions.
Ready? Press 1, press 2, press 3, press 4, press 5, press 6, press 7, press 8, press 9, press 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 20.
So you can see there are ways to remember how and when and where to do the CPR if somebody's in cardiac arrest. The key thing is not what to do, it's doing it. And how do I remember? How does somebody remember when they are under extreme stress? And if somebody's laying in front of you, not breathing with no pulse, they are categorized as dead. No breathing, no pulse, cardiac arrest, dead. And you can't make them worse other than not do anything at all. That's the worst thing you can do. Unfortunately, we see that if somebody's in cardiac arrest, too many people have this fear that if they start doing compressions and they damage the person physically, that they might be making a mistake or doing something worse. It's not the case. They're already dead. The only thing you can do to really make them worse is nothing at all. So back, checking on the chest for movement, and if we don't see any movement, we're going to go ahead and get up close and personal and look at the chest. And if we still, after a few seconds, don't see, feel, hear any kind of breathing, we're going to go ahead and we're going to grab our breathing barrier. We're going to pull it out. This is a small version, a keychain size, very portable. If we don't suspect any trauma, we don't need a big pocket mask. A pocket mask is ideal, but this is quick and can get right on the face so that we can breathe on somebody. And at this point, we would tilt the head back, we would get up close and personal, we would make a tight seal, and we would attempt to ventilate. And at that point, we would be looking at the chest to see if there's any movement, and if there is some movement, that's a good thing. That means there's an open airway. We've gotten air into the victim. There's no obstruction, there's no choking, airway is open. Now the question is the oxygen we just put into the lungs going to the brain? And that's when we go ahead and check for a pulse. So from the middle of the neck, we're going to go ahead and pull back towards the side we're on, flexing our fingers on the artery over here to have the best chance of finding that pulse.